Roblox BedWars just had the double XP update, so in this video, I'll be showing everything that they added in this new update. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe with the notifications on for more videos on Roblox BedWars updates. I'm trying to hit 300,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate if you subscribe. Also, like the video. First, they did something which is pretty good to fix a problem that still kinda needs to be fixed. So, they added 2 times XP, which seems pretty good, but you need so much XP to get to tier 50, it's just still way too much. So now at every match you do, you're gonna get double the XP, which is pretty good. It's only for this weekend. They said that it's limited for this week only, and so that means they'll probably not do it again next week. Here's exactly what they said. Double XP weekend for this weekend only. Enjoy double battle pass experience. Also in the lobby it says double XP weekend right above the battle pass area. There are 5 new maps and I'm gonna show them. So first is mini golf on squad, so let's go to squads, then select mini golf. I don't know where my shirt went. For some reason I have the default Roblox shirt thing, but this is what the mini golf map looks like. So first of all, well, it's pretty big. There's a huge area in mid. It isn't exactly a square, like it's thin, but it goes around the entire map. Then each spawn is a mini golf area with another mini golf area for diamonds. Once we spawn in, here's what it looks like. The bed is all the way at the end of the mini golf area, so this could be harder to defend your bed because if you're camping in the gen, you have to run over here instead of being like right by it. After spawn, there's a bridge area, then there's mid, and you don't need that many blocks to go to another base on this map, but everything is still kind of far apart. In mid, there's an emerald gen in the very mid, then there are 4 emerald gens around mid, so there are 5 emerald gens in total on this map, like a couple other maps. There's also a mini golf duos map, so that was the squads map, but this one is basically exactly the same, but just a little bigger, and there are 2 beds on each side instead of 1. So if we spawn in, everything is exactly the same as the squads map, except there's another base by us, and there's something that goes close to our bases, so it's easier to bridge to mid. They also adapted some of the older maps to duels, so if we go to duels, the next map we're going to take a look at is Blossom. It looks really cool from the spectator box, but it looks bigger than the other duels maps. I'm not too sure though, so let's start. If we get 16 blocks, then we can bridge to mid, it looks like. Yep, I misplaced 1, but that would be 16. Then we have to just jump around blocks, and we don't have to build anymore. Well, we need another 16 blocks to bridge to the other base. So this is basically the same as the other stone map, where you need 16 blocks to bridge to mid, then 16 more blocks to bridge to the other team's base, but it's pink instead of gray. Also, there are different decorations, and there's another island by the Diamond Gen Island. Also, the Diamond Gen Island seems a lot closer on this map. Oh, and he put a beehive. Let's see if they fix the glitch where you die if you climb on it. Yep, you still die. Then in mid, the emerald gens are basically the same. There are 2 by each other, but on this map it looks like, or actually yeah, one of them is closer to my base, one of them is closer to the other base. This is basically the same as the other maps. Next is Glacier on duels, so let's get that, then create it. For some reason it is very bright. This kind of looks like the Blossom map, but just snow themed. So we got 8 iron, let's get 16 blocks and start bridging to mid. I think this is going to be the same amount. Yep, 16 blocks to go there, then we can just go to the enemy's base. My teammate has 16 blocks too, and of course it's the same on both sides, so this is also kind of the same as that one stone map. The emerald gens are also the same. One of them is closer to the enemy, one of them is closer to your base, and the diamond gens are also the same. So it seems like all 2v2 maps are basically the same right now, except for that one where everything's kind of further away. The last new map we have in this update is Sand Temple on duels, so let's create it. This is what it looks like, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same amount of wool to get to mid, but there are also side areas, so this is slightly different than other maps, and there's an arena thing in the middle. Actually, this does look really cool, so let's get 8 iron again, then start rushing, and I'm like 100% sure it's going to be 16 wool to get to mid. Yep, it is. But this time, instead of the emerald gens being on the side, one of them is at the front of the enemy's base, and one of them's at the front of your base, which is a little different, but still, all maps are basically the same style. So 4 of the 5 2v2 maps, you need 32 blocks to get to the enemy's base. There's an emerald gen by you, an emerald gen by your enemy, a diamond gen by you, and a diamond gen by your enemy. Some of them have slightly different structures, and for some reason they seem to have the squads pictures. Both of the original maps still don't have an icon, but Ruins requires 64 blocks to get to your enemy's base, not 32. I'm glad glad the rest of them are 32 though, because Ruins kind of just takes longer, and it's very annoying because since it's longer, people can get to mid more, and there are a lot more balloon spammers. Talking about balloon spammers, that leads us into the next part of the update. Balloons got nerfed. I don't know why they didn't remove them. They're supposed to be temporary items, and they've been here for almost 2 months. At this point, I think balloons should really just be removed, but now taking damage triggers a 3-second cooldown on deploying balloons. I guess that means now if you get hit, then you can't spam balloons and jump off the map instantly, or I mean you can, but you have to at least run for a couple seconds. So I don't really think this nerf is gonna do anything. It's gonna be a little harder for balloon spammers to balloon spam, but it's still gonna be relatively easy and still very annoying. But we're gonna get 2 emeralds so we can buy balloons. Somehow in this update, the BedWars devs messed up the spawn, so as you can see, this is red base, there's red wool everywhere, but the generator is blue, and the bed is blue, and I'm on blue team. Then the other base has blue wool, but that's the red team, so I have no idea how they mixed up the teams. So here's what it's like if you're a balloon spammer now. So you start running around, you're trying to run away from someone, and they're hitting you, so then you just need to get to the edge, and you can start ballooning once they don't hit you for like 1 or 2 seconds. This kind of just buffs laggy people, because if you're laggy, your hitbox doesn't register hits as much, because I've seen people that are like lagging kinda bad, and if you try hitting them from just 2 blocks away, they don't even take any hits. But then they can hit you while you're like 7 or 8 blocks away from them. So if someone's laggy and you hit them once, they can just continue running without you being able to hit them, then they can just jump and balloon off the map. On the other hand, if you're not laggy, they're gonna be able to keep hitting you from like 7 blocks away, then you're not gonna be able to balloon because it takes about 2 seconds to die once you fall. So if you get knocked off on the very edge, you're gonna die. If I play on my phone, it's a lot laggier, and whenever you get knocked off, not only do you fall slower, but when you originally get hit, sometimes you just start floating in the air a little bit, so by the time they start falling, they can balloon. So if you're laggy, you're gonna be basically able to avoid the 3-second cooldown because you can't really get hit, and if you fall off, you may just start like floating a little bit, because I've hit people off sometimes, and they just start floating like in the air for maybe 5 or 10 seconds. Come on, BedWars, just remove balloons already. It's been almost 2 months, and they're supposed to be a temporary item, and they're just used to make the game last like 40 or 50 minutes when it should only be a 5-minute round. Also, earlier, you used to be able to clutch up by knocking someone off. Like, if they had diamond armor, you have leather armor or no armor and knock them off, then they're out of the game. Balloons require absolutely no skill. You just press a button and click and you're saved. You used to have to ender pearl up, which was kinda hard to do, and you could only do it if you're actually good at the game. But here's what the BedWars devs said: after several weeks of strong gameplay, we are finally taking balloons out of the top spot. This nerf is designed to remove balloons as the de facto late game item, which will be keeping them as a situational item. Specifically, this nerf prevents you from getting an extra life when falling into the void by deploying balloons. I mean, if you fall into the void normally, like you miss a jump, you can still use balloons, and that gives you an extra life, so I don't really know what they're saying by that, but they should just remove balloons altogether. Not nerf them or change them, just remove them. They're literally a temporary item. Also, they nerfed baguettes, and now instead of 30 iron, they're 35 iron, and the knockback is less, so if I hit my friend, he only gets knocked back maybe 5 blocks instead of originally maybe 7. This is the first week since the kits update where they didn't add a new kit. I don't know why they didn't add a new kit. There wasn't really anything new in this update. They just changed a few things, nerfed baguettes, nerfed balloons, but nothing really new was added. Well, except for the 5 new maps, but that's not really that much for an update. Usually they add like a new kit, or at least something new, maybe a new item. Anyways, the free kits this week are Infernal Shielder, which is bad, don't use it. Barbarian, which, I mean, it's decent. If you're laggy and can get a lot of hits without people being able to hit you much, then it's good. Out of the 3 free kits, I recommend using Baker. So speed pies are kinda bad, but apples are really good. So if you're fighting someone, you can keep just running away and using apples, or if you're bow battling someone, then you can heal after they bow you, but just continue to bow them. The last thing they added is you can now finally kick people in custom matches, but the system is kinda bad. So you gotta type /kick, then their username. So if I wanted to kick my friend, I could do /kick any, and it will say successfully kicked, and they'll be kicked from the game. The second admin command is /set deathmatch time and the amount of seconds you want it to be. So if I wanted the round to last 10 minutes, then I'd do 600 seconds, and it would say deathmatch time successfully set to occur after 600 seconds. Or, well, not how long it would last, but just the amount of time it will take until all beds break. Let's see what happens if we type /set deathmatch time egg. Does it set it to egg? The given deathmatch time is not a number! No! And if you want the round to never end, you can do /set deathmatch time and spam your numbers a lot. So there, it's never gonna end. Then the last code is /set generator multiplier, and you have to type the amount of seconds you want in between each generator spawn. So if I do 0.001, then it makes the generator very fast. If you do an insanely low number that would spawn millions of iron per second, it doesn't really do that. The most you can get is about 10 to 15 iron per second. It also speeds up the other generators, so now the diamond generator looks like an iron generator, and since only 5 diamonds can be down at once, it stops spawning them a little bit, but that's pretty fast, and the emerald gens are also the same. So if we go to the emerald gen, it's also very fast. Only 3 can be down at once, so it's still kind of slow because you need to collect it. Since they made an admin command to make the generator faster, that means they have a system to make generators faster, so they could make a game mode where generators are like 2 times faster, and I'm thinking they should make like a speedrun game mode where everything is very close, like on 2v2, but it's 4v4, and all generators are maybe 2 times faster or 5 times faster. There's also a new feature only star creators can use, so if you hold shift and press P and you're a star creator, you can go free cam, so all menus disappear and you can freely roam around the map. Again, star creators can only do this in custom matches, not in normal matches, and if they're not the owner of the custom match, they can still do it, but I think this doesn't look too good because whenever you try to turn, there's like a motion thing, and it makes it a little harder to move. But I mean, it still looks pretty cool, and while you're in free cam, you can zoom in to zoom into something, or zoom out if you want to zoom out. I'm pretty sure it only changes your field of view, so it looks a little weird if you zoom out. This is pretty cool, because if a star creator is doing a video, then they can kind of go wherever they want without having to actually build there and go there physically, but I think this should be enabled for everyone in custom matches, or at least the owners of custom matches. But that was everything in the new Roblox BedWars update, so make sure to subscribe with the notifications on for more videos on Roblox BedWars updates, like the video, join my Discord server linked in the description, follow my Twitter at Telanthric, use star code Telanthric to support my channel, join my BedWars clan by putting T_ in the front of your display name, and joining my Roblox group named BedWars Gods linked near the top of the description. Also linked in the description is a playlist called Roblox BedWars Guide /series that has all my BedWars videos on it, so check that out for a lot of guides and just random BedWars content. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.